continues to move to the northeast. That's going to be very close to Taylor Ferry on Fort Gibson Lake. So we've done that track on the storm moving in the general direction of Pryor and Salina. That could produce a tornado. Another one located now south of Wagoner. As that moves toward the east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour, it's going to be very close to the community of Hulbert. And there's Sequoia State Park and Taylor Ferry and Eli. There's Hulbert. There's Lost City in parts of Cherokee County. Right now, that track is going to stop over the next 30 minutes just to the west of Tahlequah, but that's something we're going to be watching very closely. Now, as we go further to the south, a new tornado warning has been issued for Pittsburg County, and we'll show you that circulation. And it does include the city of McAllister and all the way over toward Haleyville again. We'll look at this on high-resolution Doppler radar. Let me take you down to that storm right now, too, and we'll watch, at least for the potential that we have a tornado trying to develop here in parts of Pittsburg County. I'm going to kick over to the Fort Smith National Weather Service site because that's going to give us a little bit better vantage point of that storm. And we're located is kind of on the east side of McAllister right now with that main circulation. So looks like this is going to be very close to the community of Krebs right now. The airport just to the southwest of McAllister and moving to the northeast. So kind of now on the east side of McAllister, east side of Highway 69, moving toward Krebs. That's going to be the main area that we're going to be watching for circulation. It looks like as it moves to the northeast, that one's going to be fairly close to the community of Bug Tussle over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. Let me take a better track of that storm as it moves to the northeast. So that main circulation looks like it's located just barely east of Highway 69. Still east side of McAllister, watching this one very closely as you look from McAllister to the northeast. Again, we'll run this motion at about 40 miles per hour, moving toward Richville, Carbon, Blocker, Featherston. This track would keep it just to the south of Bug Tussle, too. So that is going to be moving away from McAllister, but to give you the reset view of our tornado warnings that are in effect, because we have 4 of them from Mays County, also northern Cherokee and northeastern Wagoner County, and now parts of Pittsburg County, too. The tornado threat for Tulsa gone from this system as it continues to move toward the northeast, and we'll continue to watch these storms as they continue to move to the northeast as well. But that's still a strong circulation in parts of Pittsburg County that we're watching closely, and other circulations moving now out of Rogers County into Mays County, and another one moving southeast of Wagoner right now, Michael.
Yeah, we've got, again, this whole line now really starting to see signs where we're getting these spin-ups beginning to take place. And, of course, we've had quite a few here to the east now of the Tulsa Metro, tracking here into parts of Mays County and now here into parts of Cherokee County from this circulation near Wagner. But we'll go up and down the line here and track each one of these. Don't want to forget any of y'all. So let's go ahead and switch it back over to velocity. So what the velocity data does, it allows us to see what the wind is doing inside the storms. It's basically measuring the wind speeds of whatever's moving inside, or the speeds of whatever's moving inside the storms, whether it be raindrops moving to the radar or away from the radar, or perhaps even debris. But we'll zoom in a little bit closer here onto some of these circulations so you can see where the air is moving to the radar and where the air is moving away from the radar, and where you have these spots where they're right there together. That is where the concern for circulation is. So let me zoom out a little bit here. I got a little bit too close, but here's this one circulation here, but I want to take you out because we've got 2 right side by side, and this one here now is quite strong here to the north of Highway 20, now moving here into Mays County to the west of Pryor. That is a strong area of circulation right there, and by far the one that's standing out the most now on our Fox23 Doppler radar. But you can see one here, and then the other one down here too. So we've got 3 within this line, but I'm going to track each one of these to the north and to the east. So here we go. Let's go ahead and grab the track here And again, we have not had any reports of anything confirmed with this, but we are certainly seeing signs of some tight rotations. This is going to be moving off to the north and to the east. So this is going to be coming up to near Adair at about 12:17. So you will want to take your tornado precautions here in Adair. If this holds together, that would be tracking up very close to you here over the next 10 to 11 to 12 minutes. So right now is the time to take those tornado precautions. We've also got this circulation here. Boy, it is very close now, just south and west of Pryor. Pryor, you need to be taking your tornado circulations right now, or tornado precautions right now, as that circulation coming very close here to Pryor and eventually to around tip at about 12:19. But Pryor, I mean, is just about on top of you at the moment within the next couple of minutes. Let's pan a little bit farther here to the south and show you what's happening here to the south. Again, we have not had any reports of anything confirmed with these, but we are seeing rotation within this line. And here's that next area of rotation here, boy, just now to the north and to the east of Shoto. Continue to track off here. This eventually could work its way up to around Salina if it holds together. So let's track this up to around Salina, give you a good look at the timing here of when this may arrive to where you live. And again, it will take it from right there, that circulation, back off to the north and to the east. We'll take it right up over Salina. So Sportsman Acres, you're in the path of this about 12:13. We're looking at Boatman at about 12:18, and then Salina in about 16 more minutes at 12:22. So again, in the path of these circulations, you do need to take your tornado precautions. Even though we've not had any reports, it doesn't mean that one may not spin up or may already be happening as this does move off to the north and to the east. Now, as we pan a little bit farther to the south, let's go a little bit farther south down this line. I'll remove those tracks. And let's pan a little bit farther here to the south down the line, see if we've got anything else showing up here. And again, you can see now we're getting down into some of the severe thunderstorm warnings. And then here's that next tornado warning. Here's the circulation. Here's Highway 51 here. Here's Wagner. So coming right across here to the south and to the east of Wagner. So there's our circulation right there. We'll track that off to the north and to the east. Let me center this up a little bit better so I can take the track off a little bit farther here, take it all the way up here into parts of Cherokee County. So again, let's go ahead and track this one off to the north and to the east. So right there's our circulation, right about where the highway sign is here. That's our circulation right there. We'll track that off to the north and to the east. And we'll bring this all the way up, see if I can get this to drop here very close to pegs. Let me see if I can get that to go right about there, because I want to get pegs on the map just in case it would come up to you. So Taylor Ferry here at around 12:09, Lost City 12:22, Eli at about 12:18, and pegs at about 12:29. So there's the circulation right here. It's going to track its way to the north and to the east here into parts of Cherokee County. Now I'm going to switch the radar over because we do have that circulation here into parts of Pittsburgh County. So I've switched it over now to the Fort Smith radar, which is going to have a lot cleaner look into this storm compared to the radar near Inola. So let me switch this back to velocity. Again, with velocity, what we're looking at is the air movement within the storm. So the velocity, what's happening with the wind in the storm. And that circulation, let me zoom in a little bit closer. It was very close to McAllister, but let's get a little closer examination here. It looks like we're seeing the hint of it still right about here to the, let me zoom in a little bit closer here. We'll go in a little bit tighter. But again, it looks like that circulation might be tracking here. There we go. It's not going in as tight as I would like it to. Let's see if we can get this to go in a little bit tighter. Let me try this one more time. There we go. Now that's a lot better. So right here it is, right over Highway 31. It looks like it's almost tracking right up it here from past Craves, and now we're past Richville to the north here of Carbon. So right here's our circulation right here. So there's our inbounds going to the Fort Smith radar, outbounds going this way. So what you're looking at is strong inbound winds, strong outbound winds. So when they're right there together, that's how you know that we probably have a circulation right here, a tight circulation. So there it is. Now let's zoom back out. We'll do a quick storm track on this. So again, if you're in the path of this circulation, you will want to take your tornado precautions. We're going to back this up just a little bit. And again, this is going to be tracking off to the north and to the east. So eventually here, this could head up to around Quinton, may start to approach here parts of Haskell County, maybe even far northwestern portions here of Latimer County as it continues off to the north and to the east. So let's pan this over. I'm going to center this up a little bit more here so we can get a good idea of what's happening. And it looks like maybe even get another circulation trying to develop here to the north. We'll get a closer examination of that too. But I do want to track this original one that we were originally looking at here just here to the now northeast of McAllister. Let's take this up. We don't have any tornado warnings yet for Haskell County, but if this would hold together, this could eventually work here to around Quinton. But we're looking basically Featherston at around 1225, Quinton at about 1236, and we're looking at Louisville at about 1243. Again, that's if it continues to hold together and work its way here into parts of Haskell County. So again, that's the area of circulation right here, coming right across the Highway 31 here to the east of McAllister. So we've had several embedded circulations within this line, and then we'll zoom out a little bit more here. And again, the other part of this is just the severe weather that we're getting with it, and not just the tornado warnings, but we've got strong straight line winds with this line here, even though we don't have tornado warnings all up and down it. For those of you here, though, from areas near Muskogee, south through Shakota, down to around Eufaula, strong straight line winds, the big concern here as this line continues to push its way to the east. In the Tulsa metro, we are in the clear. The line has moved off to the east. We are much stable air. Still seeing a lot of rain, maybe still dealing with some thunder. But again, thankfully in the all clear right now in the Tulsa metro. There you can see that line. There's our tornado warning here. Parts of Pittsburgh County, far north and western portions here of Latimer County. And that's tracking off to the north and to the east. Well, Pam, back to the north. I know, James, you've had a chance to look over some things here as well. Just a busy morning, and now we're already going into the early afternoon, and a little bit different timing wise a lot of times compared to what we usually see with severe weather.
Yeah, we're so used to having our main severe weather threat in the evenings and late afternoon. So when we've been here all morning since before 6 watching these thunderstorms develop in southwest Oklahoma moving in, we've got 4 active tornado warnings all east of Tulsa. So Tulsa in the clear right now. We still have the chance of some redeveloping thunderstorms later this evening. The longer these thunderstorms stay strong, though, that's still going to be a little bit on the iffy side. So we can drop Rogers now. Rogers County, you're in the clear. These tornado warning storms have moved to your east. Now we can almost, in fact, it looks like we can probably drop Highway 69 and west from that, too. We continue to see 3 circulations north of 412, a circulation in parts of Pittsburgh County, which was going to pass to the north of Haleyville and north of the Hartshorn area. McAllister, you're in the clear from this too. Let's take a little closer look at that storm right now. I'm going to clear the track and we'll show you exactly where we could be seeing that tornado, at least that tornadic circulation developing northeast of McAllister right now. It's not jumping out really strongly as we look at velocities right now. If we're seeing any circulation, it might be here on Highway 31 northeast of McAllister, and that's going to be putting a motion that could be just a little bit more toward the northeast. Our other storms north of 412 have been moving a little bit more toward the east-northeast, but we'll take this track to the northeast again, running 35 to 40 miles per hour toward Blocker, Featherston, Russellville, and all the way up toward Quinton. That'll be right on the border of Haskell County. So if a warning is required, one may be required, I should say, for parts of Haskell County soon. As we look a little further north, we'll cover these tornado warnings north of Highway 412 because they are stacked up across Cherokee and Mays County and in that northeastern corner of Wagner County, too. Let me zoom all the way into these. So all clear in Tulsa and Broken Arrow as we come up to the high-resolution Doppler radar. Looking again very close to Sportsman Acres right here. That's where we could be seeing just a little bit of rotation. It certainly does not look as strong as it was. And, of course, as soon as I say that, it perks up just a little bit right there. But located just to the east, maybe just to the southeast of Sportsman Acres, that's going to be very close to Boatman. Here is Kerr Dam, not Robert S. Kerr Lake, but Kerr Dam is on Lake Hudson. It's a little confusing. But on the dam for Hudson Lake, that circulation's very close. Here's Chimney Rock Lake and Locust Grove. So this circulation is going to pass to the north of Locust Grove. So that is some good news for our friends in Locust Grove. Let's go back to reflectivity. I'm going to update the track on that storm as it moves just to the north of Locust Grove over the next few minutes. So that's going to be moving to the east-northeast. We'll dial this in at about 40 miles per hour. This does have Locust Grove in the track, but that's mainly because it's just kind of an abundance of caution right now with that circulation just to the northwest of Locust Grove. Look like it'll pass between Locust Grove and Salina. So we go to the next circulation To the north, this one has prompted the tornado warning for Pryor. We'll jump back over and look at this on high-resolution Doppler radar. I'm going to move the screen up just a little bit because that circulation just to the southeast of the Rocklahoma grounds, actually, right in here, it is also a little bit weaker, and we've got yet a third circulation that's crossing Highway 69 just to the southwest of Adair right now. That one also looks a little bit weaker, thankfully, and that is certainly some good news. And that's the northern circulation of that storm. So again, just very close to Adair right now. That's prompted the tornado warning. What we've seen today with the atmosphere so primed for rotating storms, a lot of that energy has been confined to the low levels of the storm. So it can tap into that energy very quickly and spin up, but it can also weaken pretty quickly too. So that's what we're seeing with these storms here. Now, there is some good news for our friends in Pittsburg County. The National Weather Service has canceled early that tornado warning that was in effect for Pittsburg County and parts of Latimer County. So that's some great news. Back to a severe thunderstorm warning, but we're going to still watch that one very closely. Let me bounce out just one level so we can do the whole track here on the storms in Mays County. The one circulation very close to Adair, moving to the northeast. Now, if this holds together, it's going to be close to Ketchum, toward Pensacola Dam of Grand Lake. Adair, there's Langley, Ketchum, and Cleora. Again, moving on up. If it continues on its current path, moving up into parts of Ottawa County as well. The other circulation we talked about just to the north of Locust Grove, that one too looks like it will stay, again, just barely north of Locust Grove on which is right on Highway 412. The other circulation that we were tracking just to the southeast of the Rocklahoma grounds would be located about right here. That one too, moving to the east-northeast, that one as well could be very close to Strang, Pensacola Dam. You can see the time there at about 12:28, Spavinaw 12:32, Langley 12:34. There's Disney and Ketchum between 12:37 and 12:39. So I want to stress, Tulsa all clear, and we're about to be able to clear everybody west of Highway 69, but we're still just waiting for this last circulation near the town of Adair on Highway 69 and Highway 28. That last circulation will move across Highway 69 in the next few minutes. Take a close-in view right here, and I'm going to kick back over to velocity right now. And this is just to the southeast of Rocklahoma area. Again, still a circulation that we can see. The other one right on Highway 69 now looks like it's very close to Adair and Highway 28 and 69 interchange there. We look further to the south, and we're not seeing the magnitude of rotation that we did just a little bit earlier, but very close to Salina. So if you're in Salina, would be a good idea to take your tornado precautions, even though we have not seen confirmation that we've had a tornado down with this storm recently. We're still continuing to watch that too as it moves to the northeast, very close to Salina. And the next storm that's been just to the northwest of Hulbert, that's the next storm to the south. That one also is probably the strongest circulation that we have going right now. And that has now crossed out of Wagner County and is just to the northwest of Hulbert right now. So if we're going to see a tornado occur from a little bit of more of an increase in the spin, it would be just to the northwest of Hulbert, and that moving to the northeast. So to recap our tornado warnings, we'll do that in just a bit after I finish this track. The circulation passing just to the northwest of the community of Hulbert right now. Now, if this holds together, it's going to be very close to Peggs, passing just to the northwest of Tahlequah up toward Moody's. There you can see the track. Eli 1220, Lost City 1224, Moody's 1239. There's Lowry at about 1244. Let's go back to conventional radar right now. And as we bounce all the way back out, you can see we're down to 3 tornado warnings in effect. Southern Craig and northeastern Mays County, that's in effect until 1245. We also have northwestern Cherokee County, not including Tahlequah. That includes Lost City, though, until 1245. And we've got that central part of Mays County from Pryor down towards Salina. That tornado warning is in effect until 1230. Tulsa, we're just getting rain, otherwise all clear. So the strongest circulation continues to be the one that we've been tracking across northwestern Cherokee County right now. That is going to, at least in the next 30 minutes to an hour, going to be very close to Little Kansas and the northern part of Adair County as it moves over towards southern Delaware County. It will pass to the north of Tahlequah. Our team coverage continues with Fox23 meteorologist Michael Sager. Michael?
Yeah, and as you mentioned, James, that tornado warning in Pittsburgh County thankfully has been allowed to expire early. Went ahead and canceled it. The National Weather Service in Tulsa has, but you can still see that strong line of storms moving through here. Still going to contain a damaging wind threat, perhaps some small hail, and certainly some heavy rain. The leading edge of that now working here into Hartshorn and soon going to be moving here into parts of Haskell County and into Latimer County. Of course, we'll continue to watch and see if we can get any brief spin-ups. It won't take much and it won't take very long if we get one, but that'll be something we'll continue to watch here as we go through the rest of the afternoon until this line can completely clear eastern Oklahoma. But I want to time the leading edge of this line of storms here across and now soon to be moving here into Latimer County and into areas here around Haskell County. So eventually here Quinton at about 12:34. We're looking at Wilburton about 12:38 and eventually to around Kinta at about 12:44. Red Oak we're looking at 12:56 and eventually Tallahena as we head past 1 o'clock. So again, strong winds, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible as this line moves through. We're going to get a lot of heavy rain on top of it, so some street flooding. And of course, with all the rain that we've had recently, if you come across any high water, it won't take much to bring that water up. Remember, just don't attempt to cross any flooded roadways. I do want to back this up a little bit because switch this back over to the Tulsa radar. There's our line of storms here now pushing to the east of Tulsa. Again, Tulsa, as James was pointing out, in the all clear. We've still got some rain, maybe a little bit of thunder around, but the severe threat is over with in the Tulsa metro as we go into the afternoon. Much more stable air in place. It's ahead of this line where the air is still very unstable, and as this line works into that unstable air, we still could possibly get some spin-ups and some strong winds. But want to zoom in a little bit closer here to where we got those tornado warnings that are in effect. Let's go ahead and pan off to the north and to the east here, try to center this up a little bit better. And we're seeing now the greatest concern push along and to the east here of Highway 69. So let's switch this over to velocity so we can get a good idea of what the winds are doing within the storms. And we'll zoom in a little bit closer here. We had that one area of circulation that was going to be coming very close here to Salina, tracking off to the north and to the east. And you can see now it is very close to Salina as it does move its way to the north and to the east, but not nearly as tight as what we were seeing earlier with that rotation. But you can still see a bit of a curly Q shape here. There's going to be our rotation right about in here, and that is tracking off to the north and to the east. I'll zoom out a little bit more so we can take this all the way out to show you where this is going to track, but we'll zoom out just a little bit more here because this is going to continue to track off to the north and to the east and eventually into parts of Delaware County. And if it holds together, might see the warning extended, but we'll see if that ends up being the case or not. But again, that circulation very close to Salina. Need to be taking that tornado precautions right now. It's going to pass very close to Spavinaw and then continue off to the north and to the east. And a lot of these have been moving anywhere from about 35 to 40, and then some of the latest updates now seeing close to 45 miles per hour. So they're not wasting the time. They're moving right along. So that's why you want to take your tornado precautions. Spavinaw about 12:34. We're looking at Yucca at about 12:46. So again, as that continues to track off to the north and to the east, if you live here within this path, you need to be taking your tornado precautions as you are heading out, or not heading out, but as you are heading inside into an interior room away from any outside walls and the lowest floor of your home or the sturdiest building that you have around. Let's pan a little bit farther to the north where we had some of those other circulations showing up. I'll remove that track, and then of course we'll pan farther to the north here and take a look at what's happening here a little bit farther to the north. And again, we had those other tornado warnings ongoing here. There's this circulation, again, not quite as pronounced as it was earlier. Of course, we're also seeing as the circulation tracks off to the north and to the east, it's getting a little bit farther away from the radar site. So the radar may be having a harder time picking up what's happening on the lower levels of the atmosphere. But that being said, we'll still track this circulation here very near Strang, and as James is pointing out, this is going to get very close to Pensacola as well. And so we'll track this off to the north and to the east. It's going to come very close to Langley and eventually here into near Dennis, up to around Ketchum, and basically come up here very around the Grand Lake vicinity, this particular circulation, which is not nearly as strong, by the way, as what it was moments ago. But Langley, tornado precautions here within the next 10 minutes. We could see that circulation moving in. Disney, we're looking at 12:37, and Ketchum at about 12:30. 12:39. So take those tornado precautions. Again, interior room away from the outside walls, lowest floor of the building. If you've got a basement, great. I know a lot of us don't have basements, but you want to find that interior room, preferably a closet or bathroom, away from any windows. That's what you want to do. But we have not had anything confirmed with these, at least recently, so that is certainly some good news. I'll switch it back over to reflectivity because these storms are also packing quite a bit of rain too, so in areas that do not see rain. So we've got the tornado warnings, but those of you that might not be under the threat of a tornado, just keep in mind that we've got the rain to worry about too. So the water, if you are out and about, may start to come up in a few spots, so just be mindful of that. The tornado warnings here are the latest ones. You can see the red boxes here indicate our tornado warnings here in the parts of Mayes County, and as you head back down here to near Wagner County into parts of Cherokee County as this line continues to push to the east. Again, from Tulsa to the west, it is all quiet as far as severe weather is concerned. We've still got a lot of rain moving through, but the severe weather threat has diminished considerably. Now, as we go to Muskogee, I do want to switch it over here. Let's switch it back over and actually zoom in a little bit tighter here in Muskogee. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. Don't want to forget about you. Thankfully, no tornado warnings here for Muskogee, but that line of storms packing a bit of a punch coming right into Muskogee as we speak. Goes all the way back down here, Highway 69, Oak to Hall, back down here to near Shakota. Strong line of storms moving through here with some strong winds and heavy rain. And that severe thunderstorm warning with this part of the line extends all the way here into parts of southern Cherokee County and into western portions here of Sequoia County. So let's track this line here off to the east, as this is basically going to come right down I-40 and to the east. So let's see if I can get this. There we go. So let's track this line here from now east of Muskogee, coming into Braggs. This is going to be moving into the Webbers Falls vicinity, Gore vicinity, and back down here to near Porham. We'll track this off to the east. Let's try that one more time here, see if I can get this to draw on here. But again, the main concern with this line will be strong winds up to about 60 miles per hour and possibly some heavy rain as this does move in. So timing-wise here, again, this is about ready to move into Bragg. So you want to go inside and away from windows as this line of storms moves in. We're 5 minutes away now from the winds picking up at Bragg, about 12:31. Porham at about 12:38. Gore, we're looking at about 12:44. Cookson, about 12:52. Vian, about 12:56. So just before 1 o'clock. And we're currently sitting at about 3 minutes until 12:30. So about a half hour away now from Vian as that line is packing a punch. Thankfully, no circulations with this line right now, but we are going to continue to watch that possibility of a threat because anywhere along this line of storms, we could get that quick spin up, and we're going to have to continue to watch that as we go into the afternoon. James, you've had a chance to kind of look into detail with some of the high-res Doppler radar with some of those areas of circulations. What are you seeing now?
Yeah, I've also been taking a look at the parameters in eastern Oklahoma that would favor tornadoes or severe thunderstorms right now. Right now, it appears as these thunderstorms move east, they're moving into a slightly less favorable environment for tornado development. Now, it's not to say they're finished producing tornadoes. It's just slightly less favorable. Now, we still have the 3 active tornado warnings. We do expect this smaller one that does include Salina to drop soon. That'll be dropped at 12:30, so about a minute and a half to go for central Mayes County. We'll keep our northern Mayes County tornado warning going. That's until 12:45 for northern parts of Mayes County and extreme southeastern Craig County. It does not include the city of Veneta right now. So those circulations continuing to move toward the northeast. Our other circulation that's been a little bit stronger just to the northwest of Tahlequah right now, that one also moving to the northeast will stay just to the north of Tahlequah. Now we do have some more confirmed damage around close to White Hawk Golf Course, Yale, and 151st Street. We also have west of Adair in northern parts of Rogers County. Reported some power lines down there too. So that's typical of the damage that we would see from these brief spin-up leading edge type tornadoes. And occasionally we get one of these circulations that gets persistent, lasts a little bit. And that's what we saw from the one that produced that tornado damage, likely tornado damage, west of Bixby, Yale, and 151st Street. And that's continuing to move east. So some good news as meteorologist Laura Mock is holding up a sign that says Tulsa now out of the tornado watch. In fact, we can take a look at the tornado watch before Tulsa drops off here, but now the threat is east of Highway 69, and that's where we have our active tornado warnings ongoing right now. As we take a look at high-resolution Doppler radar, and we'll start on the southern end of this line. So far, the southern end of the line has not seen as much in the way of severe storm activity here. We had that one tornado warning a little earlier in parts of Pittsburgh County, but that has continued to slowly weaken. Does not look like it's capable of producing a tornado right now. Our strongest circulation was located northwest of Tahlequah. We can take a look at that on velocity. And again, we've got some bright green, red not too bright, and it's not, well, as soon as I say that, because that's sometimes the way it works, circulation tightening up just a little bit, about halfway between Peggs and Lost City. That's going to continue to move to the northeast, likely passing just to the south of the community of Peggs. And as it does, it's going to be moving eventually over toward Teresita, too. So that's going to be the spot that we're watching very closely for any additional tornado warnings or tornado touchdowns. That's about the strongest circulation, and it is crossing, going to be crossing at least, Highway 82.